Today we're talking about meditation. Meditation is one of the keys to depth of life and focus, because it allows God to set your priorities for you. Christian meditation has two components. It's very simple: stopping and listening. Other religions have meditation as a religious practice, particularly Eastern religions, but for them, meditation is the way that you purge from you. It's an emptying. Get rid of all thought and all desire and all will, to empty self, to get rid of things. Christian meditation is not an emptying, it is a filling. You could almost call it a refilling. In Christian meditation, instead of emptying ourselves out, we focus on obedience and faithfulness to God and the person of Jesus Christ. I want to take a look at, just this morning, those two components of meditation: stopping and listening. Let me encourage you to get your notepad, also known as a bulletin. We're going to talk about stopping first. For some of you, that period of silence that we had just before I came up here was refreshing. For some of you, it was annoying. For others of you, it might have been agonizing. I want you to take a second and just think about what was going on during that period of silence. What was going through your mind? Someone actually decided to grab you and stop you, and you're stuck here. There's nowhere else to go. You have to sit here. What is going through your mind? Godly thoughts? Lists? Guilty pleasures? Fantasy? What's going through your mind when you have time to stop? What was your body doing? Were you at peace? Or were you keyed up? You had to play with something. You had to have your foot tapping. You had to be moving in some way. You had to be talking to your neighbor. You had to do something. What was your body doing? Some of you are so tired that if there is no sound or activity, you will merely fall asleep. So you keep the sound and activity going so you don't. So for those of you who are going to stay awake with me today, I'm going to say something that I will never say again. This is your first chance. If you are so tired this morning that you simply cannot stay awake because you have been running ragged, the most holy thing you could do is have a nap to recharge your body and get ready for the rest of the day so that you can focus on your family and focus on God and take some time. So here's the only time you will hear this from a preacher. Go ahead and have a nap. You need it. The most holy thing you can do is sleep. Now, please don't snore. We have other people. But if you are going to stay awake with me, I want you to think about your feelings behind the term stopping. How do you see stopping? Is it a sin? Are stopped people lazy people? What emotion conjures up in your body when I say you should stop? You angry? You can't tell me what to do? Are you relieved? Finally. Christian psychologist Carl Jung said, "Hurry is not of the devil, it is the devil." Now why? Why would he say that? The reason is because when we don't stop, we can't listen to God. We can't love our neighbor. We can't serve the church. And we can't worship properly. If we don't take time to stop, we cannot be a Christian. We cannot be a believer. We can be very active, but we cannot deepen ourselves with Christ. Stopping is the first step in meditation. John Ortberg, in the book The Life You've Always Wanted, talks about hurry sickness. And he gives a few symptoms of people who are hurry sick. And let me ask you to identify some of these in your own life. I'll go through them quickly, because if you have hurry sickness, it means that you won't stop. And if you won't stop, you can't meditate. And if you can't meditate, you will not deepen yourself. If you do not deepen yourself in meditation, you will not hear the voice of God. And I want that for you. So the first symptom of hurry sickness is constantly speeding up daily activities. Do you find that everything in your life is a race because you're plagued by the fear that there is not enough hours in the day to get everything done? So you read fast and you talk fast, and when someone's talking to you, you keep nodding to make sure that they keep going faster? Do you find yourself being anxious in which line to stand in at store? What lane to be driving in? I need a couple seconds here. Do you ever find yourself rushing around when there's absolutely no need to? You're at a picnic in the park and you're just going like crazy? You're just so used to going 110% that you just can't stop yourself? Parents, do you find yourself making up pretend races for your kids or your loved ones so you can just get them out of the way at the end of the day? People do this. They tell their kids to race through brushing their teeth. Whoever brushes their teeth fastest wins. Take a bath. Whoever baths the fastest wins. I don't even know how to bath that. I don't understand that at all. They race through reading a book to the end. Because they need them to get to bed. Married couples, they race through dates, they race through sex so they can get to the end of it and do something else. Are you always speeding things up? Second symptom, relentless multitasking. Do you find yourself unsatisfied, even feeling guilty if you're only doing one thing? Some people just feel bad. They can't just read. They have to read with music or the news on, with a computer in the background, while sitting next to somebody having a conversation, or they feel guilty about just reading. There are people who simply cannot sit outside and have a cup of coffee. They have to bring a crossword puzzle or a grocery list or something else, because just sitting there with a coffee is somehow a sin. Some people cannot let the phone ring. They have to answer it. It's not an option for them. Do you always have to multitask, or can you do one thing at a time? Third is clutter. A hurry-sick person cannot fathom simplicity. They have every time-saving gadget in the world, 10 things strapped around their belt, 400 more in their backpack. Their closets and their bedrooms are stuffed to the brim with things they will never use or never wear, but will get to when they have time. Do you lead a cluttered existence? And fourth, superficiality. Richard Foster calls this the curse of our age. Relationships are superficial because time is not given to deepen them. Marriages break down because the depths of love are not plunged. Spiritual life is unsatisfying. It's superficial. So people go to all kinds of idols and all kinds of other spiritual things, all kinds of other sins to fill that void.